rivers are protected by love, by people who stood up and fought for them. Through their work, we have a template for how we can protect rivers, a guide to fighting for wild rivers.
Usually by the time a big threat comes about, once we learn about it, it can be too late. The folks that are actually looking to dam, divert, or degrade a river have invested a lot of time and energy and politics into it. So the best way to protect a river is to get ahead of that, to do it proactively.
My name is Lindsay Marlowe, and I'm the Executive Director of Friends of the Yampa. The Yampa River Awareness Project is an experiential trip in which Friends of the Yampa and American Rivers partners and invites people that need to see the Yampa and experience how special it is so that they can bring that message to their roles in whatever they do that's somehow connected to rivers. When organizations collaborate, the impact grows tenfold because we are a local nonprofit group and it helps spread the message, because the reality is the Yampa River in the Colorado River system needs people to care beyond this basin, and OARS and American Rivers helps us expand that network.
This Yampa River Awareness Project originated in 2008. It was organized in response to a possible pump back on the Yampa that the Front Range of Colorado was looking at, building an off-channel reservoir and pumping the Yampa into it and then pumping all this water back over to the Front Range. And we talked about the David Brower fight for Echo Park Dam and how this canyon was saved, and it made tons of sense for the Friends of the Yampa to be the landing spot for this trip.
The challenges that we face are bigger than any one organization, bigger than any one state. This is a all hands effort, and I love this model where a national organization, American Rivers is, and Friends of the Yampa is a local watershed group. And it's such a dynamic, awesome partnership, and we're committed to each other, and OARS gives us the opportunity to make it happen. We grow our network in support of wild rivers, healthy rivers, and then their networks grow. That's how you build a movement. That's how you build a movement for river conservation.
I am the first woman speaker from the Western Slope to represent our interests down in Colorado.
Examples of people that do come on this trip are politicians, river managers, scientists, artists, journalists, etc. If they have any potential to affect change in the greater Colorado River system, any way that we can connect them to really truly understand how special the Yampa River is one step further to protecting it for the future.
We're taking folks out that have immense decision-making authority over the rivers that we work to protect, that OARS runs and brings people down. And oftentimes these folks have never experienced the river. They haven't been out for multiple days. They haven't swam in it. They haven't, eaten their meals with others next to it. It's immensely powerful.
The water you drink and use comes from some place, right? Throughout the country, about 70% of all the clean drinking water in the United States comes from a river, and the rest is groundwater. The solution is not just Southern California using less water, California using less water. It's kind of across the board. We're all in this together.
People can say, yeah, of course we want to protect the Yampa, but when they're actually on it and have a memory, a positive memory and experience, and they see the wonder that is Yampa Canyon, it means more. They're more likely to be proactive in protecting it instead of being apathetic to things that may happen that in the long run could negatively impact the river.
There's an old tradition that as we pass Tiger Wall, to make it safely through Warm Springs, you pull into the wall and you kiss the wall for good luck.
That was like, it looked like you meant it with that kiss, Marty. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how you'd explain this to somebody.
I know, it's amazing.
So Warm Springs is one of those rapids where you're in calm water for quite a bit, and you come around the corner and start to hear the roar of Warm Springs, and often you're getting to it late in the day, so you know you've been in the sun and all of a sudden it's cold, you hear this rapid, you see the horizon line and all the water splashing behind it, and you know you can just feel the kind of excitement / tension in the air.
Might have got to hunker down a little bit.
Not everybody can get out to these places, right? But that doesn't mean that they don't care about it. You know, Wallace Stegner, he spoke about how wild places are really important, even if we only ever go to the edge and look in. And I think that even if someone might not make it out to a place, knowing that these places are out here is really important. And having stories that are accessible in print media, in an advertisement, in a film, today on YouTube, you know, those are really important so that folks understand what's out here and what's at stake with these wild places.
The Yampa River's flows are not protected. So we feel it's super important to continue this tradition, to keep reminding people that the Yampa is this last great western river that contributes so much to the entire Colorado River system. Echo! Fitting name for this place.
To protect the Yampa and make sure that it is always wild, it's to prevent large reservoirs or transbasin diversions. It's to protect one of the last wild rivers in the West. And everyone needs to be a part of that. Everyone needs to be knowledgeable because we are a democracy. Votes matter. Social awareness matters, not just amongst river managers and politicians.
Long-term durable protection takes people caring about a place, and that's more than just, you know, reaching one designation or one protection or fighting off one bad project. It's, you know, creating generations that will want to protect this, and you do that through experience. You know, people protect what they love and they love what they know, and that's what we're doing here with OARS. Bringing people out and getting them to know and love places like the Yampa. If there is a threat that ever happens to the Yampa, we've got an army of folks that are connected to it through these YRAP trips, that love it, that know it, that have, you know, gotten the silt under their fingertips, and they'll fight it. They'll protect this place.
We do a lot of great things that I'm immensely proud of. But when I leave this trip every year, I can't help but think that this is maybe the most meaningful, powerful thing that we do.